Hello, everyone. My name is Mike. I'm the Global Community Manager for Solve.Care. I'm joined here today with Pradeep Gaul, the CEO of Solve.Care. And today we're announcing our roadmap that we've been working on for over 6 years. Hello, Pradeep. How are you doing today?
Hello, Mike. Excited to be here. And hello, everyone.
It's great to have you. So let's jump right into it because we have a lot to talk about today. So what was the strategy behind the roadmap, and why is the roadmap being revealed now?
For Solve.Care, the roadmap is in itself a strategy. Roadmap represents more than just a technology product evolution. It represents our go-to-market strategy. As you mentioned, we've been working on it for 6 years. We did not want to release the roadmap before we felt we were ready and before we had an insurmountable lead in the market. And that lead in the market is defined both in terms of technology evolution as well as market adoption. And we've been working on this roadmap in a clear, consistent, organized manner. And we have reached a point where we feel that we can now share the roadmap with the community without having the risk of somebody catching up to us. We are far enough ahead of anybody else, and we are far enough ahead on the roadmap itself where we feel that now we can answer the question, what are you doing? Why are you doing the way you're doing it? And most importantly, how come you don't look like every other blockchain company and project and their roadmap? Once you see the roadmap, you will understand it all. So this is a very significant milestone in the sense that Solve.Care is sharing not just its technology, but also its go-to-market strategy and how far we have advanced. And we are absolutely certain now that our competition, even if they look at the roadmap, are years behind and will not catch up to us.
That's excellent. A lot of hard work has gone into this platform over the years. It's been a lot of long days, and we've worked hard and we've come to this great point, and it's exciting to see this all come together. So I know you have a sneak peek of the roadmap. Can you share that with us?
Absolutely. Let me bring it up. So I think you can see it, Mike.
Yes.
The roadmap is organized into 2 distinct lanes. The first lane is our technology stack, what we refer to as decentralization primitives. It's the platform, very carefully organized into clear lanes or layers, which we call decentralization primitives. And the second lane of this roadmap is adoption lane, as to who's going to use the tech stack and why and for what. And we have tried to align our investment in the tech stack with the market evolution, market readiness, and the market's ability to adopt a decentralized platform like ours. And that very delicate balance between investing in technology in the right layer and investing in the market with the right type of client has been a very, very thoughtful, interesting, and challenging journey for us. And we believe that if we had revealed this earlier, a lot of people would have been able to copy us. But now we are so far ahead, both from a tech stack perspective and from a market penetration perspective, that we are comfortable sharing with you the answer to the question, what are you doing? What's taking so long? Why does Solve.Care not look like every other blockchain company? The roadmap gives you all those answers.
Wonderful. Now, this is just a preview, of course, and I know there's a lot of information to come, but it's a very unique way of laying out this roadmap. Can you explain why they're separated into layers and how are these layers being managed?
The layers are deliberate, and layers give us a lot of ability to advance different parts of decentralization capability based on market need. So if you look at it, it kind of looks like a waterfall, a cascade. The upper layers started earlier and the lower layers started later. So if you look at the Solve, the activity began in 17, but if you look at the marketplace, activity came in 21. So This is a cascade. You can see it clearly. And the reason for that is there are three reasons why we have designed the roadmap into layers. One, it reflects the reality of our platform. The second, it aligns with the dependencies where upper layers need to be done before the lower layers can be done. Third, we can move things in parallel. And most importantly, by building top down, as this roadmap has been executed, we can always have something valuable to offer to the client or the consumer. So this is a business value driven roadmap. A lot of the blockchain projects and companies build bottom up. They build a blockchain, then they go looking for an industry or a problem to solve. Then they offer smart contracts that look for community to build something useful. Then those smart contracts need to interact with each other. So that a layer 2 is injected to try to run those smart contracts faster. But that's a solution looking for a problem approach, which is why blockchain adoption has been slow. Our approach is let's focus on adoption always. So what does the industry need? Let's build from that down. So it's a business value down. And if you look at the left-hand side, progressive decentralization, what we are really saying is that first healthcare has to adopt the platform, and then they have to use the platform to migrate from Web 2 to Web 3, and from static to immutable ledgers, and from AWS to decentralized infrastructure, right? But they're not going to go bottom up and say, let me rewrite my entire enterprise architecture because you have a cool blockchain. They will adopt the platform because we bring to them problem solving, like how to make payments more efficient or how to manage care. So in a nutshell, the roadmap represents business value first and a smart technological evolution, and allows us to deal with dependencies in a very logical way and move things in parallel. That's the reason it's organized into layers. And that's why the layers cascade. The lower layers come later, the upper layers came first. This allows us to deliver business value first. So this is a business first roadmap.
Makes a lot of sense when you're building out and you know it's going to take a long time to build your vision, and it makes sense to build it the way we did from the top down. It's wonderful. Now, you use the term decentralized primitives. Why are these layers referred to as decentralized primitives?
That's another great question. Decentralization requires us to not just offer new technology stack like a blockchain with smart contracts. It asks us to rethink fundamental computing assumptions. For example, replacing client-server relationships with peer-to-peer relationship, replacing centralized identity and access management with zero-knowledge identity and zero-knowledge proof, replacing the centralized business logic that sits in every IT system today in the hands of that IT system operator, to decentralized business logic, which can be independently verified. Disaggregation of data from databases into individual nodes. So what we are really talking about is a decentralization of healthcare isn't just about building an immutable ledger. It's about rethinking the fundamental building blocks of an IT system. Because over the last 100 years, approximately, we have been assuming that all computers do and should work the same way. We have assigned roles and responsibilities to different layers of the IT stack in every organization, and those layers work one way. We have taken each of those layers and rewritten it for decentralization. We have created a new computing primitive. And let me give you an example to explain that in simple English. Care card represents a new application primitive. And the reason it's a new primitive is that this application primitive says that all application logic is transparent, which is the exact opposite of every application in existence on the planet, because every application logic is hidden. All you see is the user interface, but you don't know the logic of the application. You just interact with the logic. The logic is secret. It's called intellectual property. It's called code. It's called business logic. Whatever you want to call it, you don't know what it is. You just use the app. You actually don't know the logic behind Facebook. You just know that it works. So what they do with your data, you do not know. All you know is that you can interact with it and do certain things. CareCard flips it. CareCard says you should never interact with an application whose business logic is not transparent. It's an inverted IT model. It's upside down, where we are saying care cards are immutable. They are sort of like NFTs, and you can scan the NFT to see that this NFT is something you can interact with. But the data that interacts with a care card is private. So it's a 180-degree different application primitive than every other application, mobile or web or desktop application that exists, where data is typically aggregated and logic is secret. And we are saying logic is public in CareCard and data is not aggregated. So you see how it is a fundamentally different building block. And that's true for every single layer of the platform. We are building a tech stack that allows for enterprise and consumer decentralization of data, identity, logic, and interaction. And that requires us to rethink the building blocks of computing. That's why these are called different or new primitives. In some ways, we're inventing a new internet.
Wow, that's extremely powerful. It's a big statement. Very exciting. Now, there's quite a few layers on here. Which one are we starting with? Which one will be revealed first?
So we will reveal one layer at a time because each layer packs a punch. And each layer might sound to you like a standalone blockchain company that you love and you follow. Every single layer by itself could be a new blockchain project or a company. Could be, and what you will see as we reveal each layer, that you will find that each layer does a lot, but around a specific capability. Now, Solve is our payment capability, not just any payment capability of moving value between two wallets. It's a payment capability that deals with some incredibly powerful stuff like multi-party payments and automatic reconciliation and recovery and auditability, things that are simply not possible in the current IT infrastructure, healthcare or not, doesn't matter. So we will start with the most important healthcare capability, which is why Solve is on top, and Solve is started the earliest. And you can see a ton of milestones done and a ton of milestones coming, which are all related to automating healthcare payments and offering some very powerful things like delegation, reconciliation, that to do in the current healthcare computing model is either impossible or really expensive. So that's the layer one. But it's not to say that every other layer is less. Every layer is chosen to solve a very fundamental computing problem. I go back to my original point. If we had revealed this roadmap earlier, others would have understood what it takes to decentralize healthcare and started to copy us. But we have made enough progress on every layer where we feel that people can't catch up to us anymore. And the adoption is right in front of us. So let's tell the community what they've been waiting to hear for a long time. What are you doing and how are you different? This roadmap should tell you that.
Wow. Yeah, as someone who's worked on the content for this roadmap, I know there's a lot of content in here. And I know our community is going to be happy to hear that Solve will be the first layer revealed, as many of them wonder, what have we developed with Solve and what is the future of Solve? And I know that is a great first layer. I know it's the first layer to come out. The smart contract launch was the first, but I'm very excited for this reveal because I know our community is looking forward to it. So,
so am I.
Yeah. So there's one thing on the bottom here. There is a locked layer. What is in this hidden layer?
Well, you will have to wait and see till we reveal it. But here is the value of having a layered architecture. We can decouple the upper layers from the bottom layers, and we can enhance or update or even inject new layers into the stack as industry or technology evolves. And we knew that going in 6 years ago, that some of the bottom layers will take time and they will require industry and technology evolution before they can be injected or realistically deployed. So we are very excited by this layer. Raj is working on this layer as a chief architect for a long time. And when we announce it, it completes the picture. But the point of this layer is to inject additional value in the layers above. We want the wallet, the cards and nodes, the protocol, the marketplace, and the Solve itself to function with greater efficiency and greater value each time we upgrade any layer. But the bottom two layers are what I would consider the final step, after which point I would deem that we have achieved the goal of the white paper.
That sounds very exciting. I am looking forward to that reveal. Can you tell us why the community should be excited about this roadmap?
3 reasons why you should be excited. 1, from here on, what we are doing is in front of you. So transparency. Not only do you know what all we have done, and we have done a lot, it's exactly where we are going. The second is adoption. We have released not just a technology roadmap, but also the adoption roadmap at the bottom. So you can see what's coming in terms of adoption and utility. And third is engagement. Now is a time for community to get engaged and to monetize what we have built. Whether you want to build a new card or a journey or a network or become a community expert / network reviewer and many more things, this is your time to start engaging, not just observing. And I know that you have been patient with us and you have waited for us to bring you to this far. And now it's time for you to be part of the solution. So we feel again that we have reached a milestone, both in terms of authoring and platform capability and the impending care networks, both client and consumer networks, that you have a role to play. So community should be excited about the monetization opportunity. You should be excited about the transparency. You should be excited about the fact that adoption is happening now, not in the future. And most importantly, you should be excited about the fact that we feel confident in revealing our full strategy, knowing that competition is watching and we don't care because they will not catch up to us. So your confidence in us, we believe, has been well-deserved. And from here on, we don't need to keep things under cover. We will do things out in the open because there is no need for us to be concerned about the bigger, more well-funded companies to try to copy us. It'll take them years to catch up, if they ever do.
It's amazing how far we've come, and it's amazing this roadmap, as it's going to be fully animated. It's going to be full of information. We know our community is going to love going through it. It's going to tell a beautiful story of where we came from, where we're heading to, and why Solve.Care is going to be the de facto in healthcare. It's wonderful. And I'm very excited for the community to get a chance to play with it and to interact with it, ask questions about it, and learn more about Solve and what our mission is and how we plan to get there. So,
Agreed.
Pradeep, do you have any parting words? Is there anything else you'd like to tell the community?
Yes, I will say to you the following, that healthcare is the most complex industry, or one of the most complex, in my experience, the most complex. Nobody has ever attempted to address healthcare at a universal, at a global level, cutting across client and consumer and government with a single platform like ours. It would not have been possible to do what we have done without the technological advances in DLT and smart contracts and many other innovations the industry has done. We stand on the shoulder of giants. We are leveraging all the advancement of technology that's happening in the market to bring decentralization to healthcare. So you should be very proud of being part of Solve.Care. Second, we couldn't have done it without you, and we will need you more now than ever. Your engagement, you telling your friends to come build Care cards or Care Circle or Care Networks on a platform, those are important ways for you to engage. Now the platform moves into an open state. And our definition of the open platform is open access, open logic, right, and open community. So as we move into the open state, the globalization state, where the community is engaged and community is the one globalizing the platform, you have plenty of ways to participate and benefit. Everything to the right of the orange line, you can be very much part of it. So we are going to do everything we can to educate you, inform you, engage you, and help you benefit from this as a consumer, as a client, as a developer, as an innovator, as a crypto enthusiast. No matter what role you play, there is a role for you here at Solve.Care. So I'm very excited about this roadmap because, again, it's something we've been working on for 6+ years. This picture that you see, I drew this for the team 6 years ago. They have known about this picture for a long time, but this is the first time you get to see it because we believe it's time for you to get engaged. And we believe it's time for Solve.Care to take its place as the leader in healthcare. There are a lot of players who are doing one of these layers. Nobody's put it all together. We have, and we appreciate all your support over the years, and we want you to get really, really engaged moving forward.
Amazing. The demand is high and we've reached a tipping point. It's a great time to be part of our community. It's a great time to get engaged, and it's a great time to start contributing to our platform. Well, thank you, Pradeep. It's been wonderful interviewing you here, and we look forward to the first reveal of the Solve layer.
Likewise, I'm looking forward to it, Mike. And as you said, there's a lot of information coming, so stay tuned. Have a good day, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.